Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe in Love, here back with more sports review topics. Another chimed in episode today on the podcast. Here to recap a accelerating week 10 of the NFL regular season. Very good stuff. Um, want to go over UFC 281 as well as NFL Week 11, the final NFL week before Thanksgiving. But before I get into all that, gotta say thank you for joining me. If you're new to the podcast, of course, click the subscription down in the corner, like, subscribe, find all the videos on the homepage, etc., etc. But thank you, and without further ado, let's get started. Don't want to waste too much time here on the podcast. Oops. Got my notes here. Yes, it's late, but got to. So let's go over it to start. So NFL Week 10 had some very good games, very good finishes, and let's go over most of it. Go over it all as in depth as we can. So, but start off the Falcons at Panthers. Panthers win 25-15 or over their division rivals to stay afloat. The Panthers do against their Falcons. Falcons had a chance to maintain first place for actually a few weeks now, but they Marcus Mariota didn't have a great game. PJ Walker didn't either, but the run game, it was a rainy day in Charlotte, and that really favored the Panthers. Um, yeah, good for Panthers, get back on track. Although now it seems like Baker Mayfield will start versus the Ravens on Sunday. See how that goes. Desmond Ritter should get a shot, it seems, soon for the Falcons. First game in Germany was certainly a sight to see. The Buccaneers seemingly now on a win streak. 2 straight games, being the Rams come back with 9 seconds to go. And now they beat the Seahawks in Germany. It was a big feel. You know, German fans really soaked up the NFL action as the Bucks win 21-16. Kenneth Walker had his worst game as a pro. And I think that tells you that, you know, Buccaneers defense is getting healthy. It's getting healthy. And Geno Smith, he had some nice touchdowns late, but, too little too late. The Bucks really found their groove, and perhaps now they start their trend towards the postseason. What may be the game of the year, at least so far, but it's going to be tough to top. Vikings beat the Bills in overtime in Buffalo 33-30. I mean, so many highlight plays you could go over. I mean, for starters, Stephon Diggs had a heck of one-handed catch to start the game, really, in the first half. And then Kirk Cousins made some good throws. He had some boneheaded picks, but made some good throws. You know, it was 27-10, and he thought, well, it's not the Vikings' day. But switched on like that when Dalvin Cook had a long touchdown, make it within 10, and then Patrick Peterson picks off Josh Allen in the red zone. And they wound up getting a drive down to make it sleeve 4-point game. And then they got another chance to drive down late. It was called a touch. First of all, that catch by Justin Jefferson. I mean, one hander. I mean, you gotta you gotta replay that. You gotta look at the catch for yourself. I mean, that's just saying crazy. On 4th and 18, they drive down. Originally called a touchdown, but called back because Jefferson was down at the 1. They go for it. Quarterback sneak. Cousins doesn't make it. And then what happens? The Bills go for a QB sneak. They lose the football, and the Vikings recover. It's a touchdown to go up 30-27, and then the Bills drive down late to kick a game-tying field goal after a catch that shouldn't have been a catch, but kudos to the Bills for jogging up to the line really quick, snap the ball before replay officials couldn't review it by Gabe Davis. Kick field goal by Tyler Bass. Vikings get the ball, drive down, kick a field goal, and Patrick Peterson. Josh, I mean, they had. Here's what I'll say about the Bills. They had 6 points, at least 6 points. They could have had, took off because of penalties. You know, Josh Allen had 2 red zone picks. They could have at least tied it up in overtime, but pushing, trying to force it, and it bit the Bills in the end as Patrick Peterson got his second pick of Josh Allen. That's all she wrote. The Vikings come back down from 17 points and got it done. Cool to them. Vikings. Vikings. The Lions won a shootout with their division rival Bears, 31-30 on the road. Kudos to both teams. I mean, first of all, for the Bears, Justin Fields is a beast. There's no dispute, he's a beast. I mean, after that rushing game against the Dolphins, and now here against the Lions, I mean, Luke Getsy and Matt Eberflus are really honing in on trying to play to Justin Fields' strengths, and it is working out well for their offense. Not escalating in W's yet, but it's working out. The Lions have been gritty all year, and kudos to them, kudos to Dan Campbell. 2 straight wins, you know, they were down by 14. Got a touchdown drive. The pick six by Justin Fields aided them. Kudos to that. And just when Justin Fields had another long touchdown run, Lions fired back and won it 31-30. The Lions have won 2 straight. Keep that in mind. The Chiefs beat the Jaguars 27-17. Chiefs offense was still rolling, although it had some hiccups, had some turnovers. Jags had their opportunities. I mean, now, Riley Patterson, he's got to make those field goals. So right off the bat, there's 6 points taken off the board. I mean, they had that turnover late in the first half. They had that running back fumble in the end near red zone. Because 6 points would have gone a long way for the Jaguars. And Trevor Lawrence did what he could. Wasn't a great game by Travis Etienne, but Trevor Lawrence did what they could to stay in it. And who knows? Giants, or no, excuse me. Dolphins won 39-17 over the Browns. Tua's playing as good as you could ever have thought of. Kudos to Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins. I mean, they were really playing well. Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson. The offense playing extremely well. As for the Browns, Deshaun Watson, it seems like it's not going to save this season. And it's unfortunate, but yeah. Giants beat the Texans 24-16. Saquon Barkley had a great day, over 100, $150. Daniel Jones played good, efficient game. Texans held their own for a while, but yeah, the Giants just play their game and 7-2, 7-2, the Giants, G-men. Brian Dable, yeah. Brian Dable and the Giants have a better record currently than Josh Allen and the Bills, where he left. That's something to keep in mind. Also, keep in mind the Steelers got it done at home and they need to win 20-10 over the Saints. Najee Harris played a good game. Kenny Pickett showed signs of why, again, he was drafted by the Steelers in the first round. The Saints just continue to disappoint. It's an ugly sight. What is not an ugly sight is the Titans, because they managed to keep winning. They won 17-10 at home over the Broncos. Ryan Tannehill played a hell of a game. Two touch 255 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. I mean, a game where Derrick Henry didn't play great. I mean, granted, Broncos defense one of the best, but like I said with the Saints, I'll say with the Broncos. Although, not much to say. The Colts, Jeff Saturday, won 25-20 over in Las Vegas to the Raiders. Yeah, 25-20. Matt Ryan got the start, played well. Offensive line blocked better. You know, Jonathan Taylor had a good game, as you expect. I mean, Colts offense was rolling. Same with the Packers and Christian Watson, Aaron Jones. They were rolling. 31-28. And Mike McCarthy's pretty much homecoming as he returned to Green Bay. They lose 31-28 in overtime. Skillful game, breakout game for Christian Watson. Yeah. Cowboys are now 195-1 for having a lead. 14 plus point lead in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Cardinals won 27-17. And SoFi against the Rams. Colt McCoy did well in place for Kyle Murray. Can't say the same about John Wolford for Matthew Stafford. Cooper Kupp got injured. I mean, not a great way to spend the day for the Rams. Cardinals got a much needed victory. See how they can roll. They are a game and a half out of the 7th seed, but we'll see if they can use this momentum going forward. Then to end the Sunday, Chargers lost to 49ers 22-16. Chargers shut out in the second half. Shut out. I mean, Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Chargers offense altogether. I mean, yes, injuries, but I I don't know. And now with the 49ers being healthy, they are dangerous. Their running attack. Now, yeah, Debo, Elijah Mitchell now healthy. Christian McCaffrey, provided he stays healthy. George Kittle, same. It's a team you don't want to face in January. If they get there. That's the thing. If they get there, it's going to be a tough ordeal. And Larry Zonka and 72 Dolphins can pop the champagne again, as now the Eagles are undefeated no more, 8-1. The Washington Commanders stormed into Philadelphia and Lincoln Financial Field and won 32-21 over the Eagles. Taylor Heinicke played well. Um, he's definitely played well enough to be the starter, even if Wentz is healthy. I mean, he should be 4-0 as a starter, you know, but the Vikings came back on him, and yeah, but the running attack played well. The offensive line, they won the trenches against Philly. And good news for the Commanders, they get Chase Young back on Sunday. But yeah, turnovers by Philly definitely cost them. They had their chances, but can't turn over the ball too much and expect to win. But good for Taylor Heinicke and the Commanders. Before I get into Week 11 predictions, I do have to discuss post-match of UFC 281. Two new champions being crowned. But some of the other fights on the card before I get into it. Dan Hooker got back on the winning seats as he won with a TKO due to a body kick. Great ordeal for him. Frankie Edgar, he had his retirement fight not go as expected, as he got knocked out with a huge knee. And Frankie Edgar, you know, is part of the class of the UFC. He beat BJ Penn not once but twice. You know, won the lightweight title. You know, defendant lost it to Benson Henderson. Lost the rematch. You know, his trilogy with Gray Maynard was something to behold. You know, especially the second fight. I mean, that fight is one of the best 5-round fights I've seen ever. And just it's almost like a Rocky story. Really with how Maynard pwned on him in the first round. Frankie came all the way back and started beating down on Maynard, and then that fight culminates in a draw. I mean, how much better than that? Um, yeah, and then he moves to 145, has some success there. You know, he was on a roll, knocked out Chad Mendes. You know, he lost to Aldo twice, but he was in high profile fights. So, but it wasn't quite the same. Recent fights, so yeah. But yeah, kudos to Frank Edgar on a heck of a career. And yeah. Dustin Poirier wins the highly anticipated bout. Slugfest, great fight. Choked out Michael Chandler in the second round. If you didn't see the spot, I urge you to see it if you don't have a sensitive stomach, where Chandler blew his broken nose and on Dustin Poirier. That was just gruesome, gruesome from the top. Yeah, but two epic fighters, two of the best, and Dustin Poirier gets the outing in this one. Yeah, good stuff. Zhang Weili, she regained her crown, defeating Carla Esparza for the flyweight title. She got done. You know, Esparza, she won in the title in a very uneventful fight versus Rose Namajunas, and different class. Zhang Weili got it done. So good for her. Does it pose for another fight with Rose? Certainly a question. Certainly a question. And the main events. Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, lost to Alex Pereira, who seemingly has his number. You know, Pereira knocked him out in kickboxing, and now knocked him out in the UFC, and is now the new UFC middleweight champion. Only what, his eighth fight or his seventh fight, whichever. Pro fight, and Pereira got done. Now, I still have to rewatch the full highlights of all the fights, but you know, from everything I was hearing, Adesanya was ahead on the cards, but of course the ordeal. Pereira got the finish in the fifth round, so I think you have to do a rematch. Just have to. With the way Adesanya has been on a roll, you have to give him his due. So yeah, see where it goes. But goes to Pereira. Now let's get into prediction time for NFL Week 11. The last week of football before Thanksgiving. So, see how it rolls. Let's see how it rolls. Get another pen. Hopefully this works. For my picks. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Hopefully this works. We got a stellar one to start NFL Week 11. Titans going to Lambeau Field to play the Packers. Packers 3-point favorites. Packers got on the right ship. Being the Cowboys, now they stay at home. Titans, rebounded as well after that tight loss in Kansas City on Sunday night. Ryan Tannehill back. He made some good throws. Derrick Henry versus now. Look, it's a question to see. Can now after 3 touchdowns, Watson probably has full confidence from or semi-confidence from Aaron Rodgers. So I bet he's going to throw it to him again. Both teams, very good running the ball. Well, Aaron Jones, very good. Derrick Henry, you know the drill. Tennessee has a very good defense, one of the best defenses in the league. Green Bay's defense is good, but not great. I just gotta go with the Packers here. And as we've seen this story before, 26-20, Packers win at home, get to 5-6, and are not too out of it in the wildcard chase. Bears going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Falcons 3.5-point favorites. Now, here's the thing. A.J. Terrell and Casey were both out versus the Panthers game. Them being 3.5-point favorites, I mean, now, the Bears' defense left be desired. But, I mean, Cordero Patterson, I've thought about it. Cordero Patterson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London against that defense, it's basically do or die for Marcus Mariota. So, change my mind, you'll see here 20 27-23 Falcons. They barely cover. Ravens hosting the Panthers and Baker Mayfield facing a team he's familiar with. Baltimore. Ravens 13-point favorites off a bye, against Baker. You know, Panthers can run the ball. We've seen that. And they can be competitive. And I think they will for a while, but, off a bye, Ravens pull away 27-17. Panthers cover, though. Panthers cover. Browns going to Buffalo. What's expected to be at least 2 feet of snow. Bills 8.5-point favorites. If there's snow, then all hands on deck because, what's the Browns' bread and butter? Running the ball. And those conditions probably suit running the ball best. So, if it's any conditions close, I don't see the Bills covering. I still think they win, but, I'm actually going to go 17-13 Bills. I mean, I still have questions about Jacoby Brissett and that whole other offense, but I mean, in bad conditions, it can be very interesting for both sides. Commanders going to Houston to play the Texans after they just knocked off the unbeaten Eagles. Going to Houston, Houston can run the ball. We know that Dameon Pierce, and if that's the case, Davis Mills can make some nice throws. Keep them in it. And they were winning it versus Philly. But the difference between them and Washington was able to close it and do it consistently. So I do think it's going to be a competitive game. I don't think Washington will blow them out, but, now with the addition of Chase Young back, I do think it will be very good. And they cover, but not by much, 24-17. Commanders win, and they get over 500. This is interesting. The Nick Sirianni Bowl, pretty much. Eagles at Colts. And Jeff Saturday's second game, his first home game as a coach. Head coach. The Colts. Eagles 7-point favorites. The Commander showed you can systematically dissect the Eagles in the run game and, you know, play field position battle. And the Colts can do that. You know, and AJ Brown, for whatever reason, did not look good after that. Looking gimpy on the first drive. Pretty much taken out. You know, I don't know what I'm thinking, but just as flow seems like it's going at Indy. You know, it's gonna be. It's same Frank Reich isn't selling the coach staff. Nick Sirianni's former coach, head coach, but I'm riding the wave to continue. 28-23. Colts win. An upset. Jets at Patriots. Another heck of a game between two division rivals. Patriots 3.5-point favorites. You know, Jets have one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best. Give them that. And Zach Wilson and Michael Carter, the run game kept them in it versus the Bills. Wait for them to knock out. I think, though, Bill Belichick knows something a bit about that defense, and, that game was so close 22-17. Final score. Not as close to the final score, but I'm going to say 28-24. Patriots get the dub. Moving to 6-4. Ahead of the Vikings game on Thanksgiving. Rams at Saints. Saints 4.5-point favorites. I mean, the battle of the disappointments, to say the least. You know, no Cooper Kupp is now injured. Gonna be out for at least a month. I mean, whether it's Stafford or John Wolford. If the Saints are going to be showing some life down the stretch, they need to play Taysom Hill more. Play more Taysom Hill. I mean, at home, I almost don't want to have to pick a team here, but I have to. So, gonna go with the Saints here. 23 14 over the Rams. Lions at the Giants. Get Kenny Galladay Bowl. Giants 3-point favorites. Lions have won 2 straight. And they are still in it. You know, Giants are not a high-powered offense. When the Lions can run the ball and Jared Goff can make some throws. But I don't know. This has a weird game feel around it. So I'm going with the Lions here. I mean, 28-21 in East Rutherford over the Giants. I mean, I just, the Lions can run the ball. Jared Goff, you know, weird field game. Raiders at Broncos. Broncos 3-point favorites. Now, Broncos defense is great. Their offense sucks. Raiders, my biggest disappointment this season. Biggest disappointment for me. You guys know I picked them to win the division. And I said I wouldn't be surprised over and over. They were hosting at Lombardi. Doesn't seem like it's happening in Arizona. I mean, in Denver, I'm going to go with the Raiders here. Because I don't have anything left to lose for the Raiders go. So 20 to 12. Raiders get the victory. Cowboys at Vikings. Minnesota's going to be rocking for this one. Cowboys 1.5-point favorites on the road. You know, The defense is aggressive for Dallas. Michael Parsons will be after Kirk Cousins. Tony Pollard, we know can run it. Dak and CeeDee Lamb is so fine of a connection. I'm riding the Minnesota wave until it stops. So, big game. And Green Bay was able to run the ball countless on Cowboys defense. I think Dalvin Cook is going to have a hell of a day. 34-29. Vikings win. Bengals going to Pittsburgh. Bengals 4-point favorites on the road. I mean, on the road is a bit concerning, but still without Jamar Chase. And, TJ Watt is back. But still with a new kicker again. 27-20. Bengals get the win. Chiefs Chargers flex the Sunday Night Football. Chiefs 6-point favorites on the road. Chiefs get the victory 24-17. Then we got Monday in Mexico. The NFL returns to Mexico. 49ers at Cardinals. Cardinals are 49ers 8-point favorites. Feels weird. I don't know. Something about it feels weird as well. Because neutral site in Mexico, maybe Colt McCoy again. I mean, I'm going with the Cardinals here, 23-20 in Mexico. So, yeah. Anyways, those are my predictions. Yeah. It's interesting. But nonetheless, those are my predictions. And I hope you guys enjoyed that edition. Anyways, that's all I have for the podcast today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I as well. If you did, click that like, leave a thumbs up. How about the video? How about the channel? But thank you all. Be safe. I made Joe to love. See you guys next week. Adios. Peace.